Coming up, the World Women Wrestling's champion, Mistress Belmont, will take on newcomer to NECW, Davienne, in a special non-title match. And as always, Miss Sammi Lane will be in her corner.
Oh, look, you are learning, aren't you, Castro? Keep it up, and there'll be a lot more where that came from.
Keep up what, learning?
So, it's 2014, a brand new year. And we have a goal. We have a goal to shatter the hopes and dreams of some greenhorn wannabe named Davienne. But enough of her. We have a New Year's resolution. And that is to dominate any woman who stands in our path and challenges my sister, Mistress Belmont, for the World Women's Wrestling Championship. Now, if you'll excuse us.
She likes me.
Welcome everyone to another big week of New England Championship Wrestling. We're kicking it off with World Women's Wrestling action this week. And there you see the World Women's Wrestling Champion, Mistress Belmont, along with her sister, the Catwoman wannabe, Miss Sammi Lane. Non-title action this week is Mistress Belmont getting set to take on a newcomer. Referee Chris Bartolo holding the ropes open. Bodacious Miss Sammi Lane and the outrageous Mistress Belmont. I want to take a moment and thank all you great fans who came out to support us in Beverly, Massachusetts this past Saturday night. An unforgettable night of New England Championship Wrestling action. A new NECW heavyweight champion crowned. We will have more on that controversial situation in the weeks to come as we get set for the introduction of the challenger to Mistress Belmont. And there you see her, Davienne. We'll have more on Davienne and more of this matchup when New England Championship Wrestling continues after this. Welcome back to New England Championship Wrestling. This World Women's Wrestling matchup is underway as the World Women's Wrestling Champion, Mistress Belmont, now in conference with her sister, Sammi Lane, getting set to take on this young newcomer, Davienne. Referee Chris Bartolo telling Belmont to get this underway. There is no title on the line in this matchup. A non-title contest.
What are you waiting for, ref?
And quite an opportunity for Davienne to prove herself against the champion, Mistress Belmont. Collar and elbow tie-up. Belmont slugging Davienne right in the jaw. Off the ropes goes Davienne, and Davienne just powers Belmont down. And Davienne slugging away on Mistress Belmont, showing the champion she's not going to take any mess from her.
Come on, Sam, you tell him. That's right, Sammy.
Davienne whipping Belmont off the ropes, but Belmont reverses. Davienne now once again powers Belmont down. And a big drop kick right there sends the champion crashing to the canvas. Davienne goes for the cover, but just gets one. Fans, New England Championship Wrestling returns to live action Saturday night, March 8th in Beverly. If you were there this past Saturday night, you know this is a card you do not want to miss. Some tremendous matchups on tap. We'll tell you more about them later in this broadcast. Big kick to the back by Davienne. ropes and another drop kick right to the chest of the champion. She hooks the leg and gets a 2 count. Davienne with an opportunity to establish herself. If she gets a victory over Belmont, she's the #1 contender automatically. Almost a no-lose situation for Davienne. Oh, Davienne comfortable and quiet as she chops Belmont right in the chest. Oh, a little extra sauce on this one. Shades of Slick Wagner Brown as she delivers another big chop. Kick to the midsection by Davienne. Davienne, Belmont ducking out of the way. Veteran move by Belmont. Ah, and a spit in the face by Sammi Lane. That wasn't a veteran tactic. That was just plain rude. Now Belmont with a blatant choke. Referee Chris Bartolo telling her to break. Another blatant choke. Oh, now here's Sammi Lane getting into the act. Classic distraction by Belmont. Oh man, big boot right to the top of the chest of Davienne. She's going to deliver another one. Mistress sending Davienne headfirst into the top turnbuckle and a kick to the midsection. Has Davienne slumped to the canvas. And again, the referee calling for Belmont to break, and she's going to drop another boot to the chest. Cover, and only 2. Mistress Belmont clamping on a reverse chinlock, has the knee planted between the shoulder blades. Now Belmont goes for a fish hook, and the referee's going to call for a break. Belmont with a surfboard right here, stretching out the arms of Davienne. This is a painful maneuver. Speaking of painful maneuvers, driving the knee right between the shoulder blades. That's no day at the beach, I can tell you that much. Oh, Davienne showing some power here. Trying to power out of this. Davienne now getting back up to her feet. Impressive display of power as she elbows Belmont in the midsection, but Belmont with a handful of hair sends Davienne crashing to the canvas. Coming up later in this broadcast, the NECW Television Champion, the Masshole Mike McCarthy, was scheduled to have a return match for the championship against Johnny Thunder. However, Johnny Thunder will not be on this broadcast due to a family emergency. We certainly wish Johnny Thunder and his family well. Young Dan Terry gets the opportunity as a standby to take on the Masshole Mike McCarthy. That is coming up after this matchup. Mistress Belmont now, blatant choke, once again planting the knee between the shoulder blades. Referee Chris Bartolo telling Belmont to break it. Belmont just plain roughing up Davienne. Welcome to New England Championship Wrestling, says Belmont. Full body slam sends Davienne crashing to the canvas. Now Belmont up and drops the leg. Here's a cover, hooks the leg. Only 2. Mistress Belmont, the 2-time World Women's Wrestling Champion. Oh, man. Davienne fighting back here. Slugfest going on between these 2 young ladies. Davienne blasting away with those forearms off the ropes now. And Davienne just powers Belmont down to the canvas, and a cover right here. Belmont already had the shoulder out. Davienne showing some toughness, and Sammi Lane tripping her out from the outside. Miss Sammi Lane demonstrating why she is a difference maker, along with the Mistress. Belmont now trying to set Davienne up for a snap suplex. Davienne trying to fight her way out. And Davienne snaps her over. Nice work by Davienne.
2, 3,
Davienne hanging in there with the World Women's Wrestling Champion. Let's give this newcomer a whole lot of credit here. And a big clothesline levels Belmont. Back elbow by Davienne. Another clothesline sends the champion down to the canvas, and Belmont is reeling at the hands of the challenger, Davienne. Davienne off the ropes in a fist press, sends the champion down to the canvas. Davienne firing away. And man, this Davienne is tough. Davienne back up to her feet now. Belmont still on her knees. Oh man. Davienne doubled over by the champion. Oh, Davienne now recovers. Davienne could be going for a guillotine right here. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Nice work by Davienne, a guillotine with the leg. But Sammi Lane running interference on the apron. Davienne could have had this matchup right there. Oh man, Sammi Lane trying to rough up Davienne, and Sammi Lane about to get her comeuppance here, but Belmont from behind. Classic distraction. Here's a cover. Belmont feet on the ropes, and she got her. What a robbery. Let's go to Chris Norman. Well, the victory goes to the World Women's Wrestling Champion, Mistress Belmont, along with her charge, Sammi Lane, and that young lady right there, Davienne, deserves a whole lot of credit. And you can bet we have not seen the last of young Davienne. But it goes down in the record books as a victory for the World Women's Wrestling Champion, Mistress Belmont. And right now, Kevin Castro is standing by with the new NECW Television Champion, the Masshole, Mike McCarthy.
This is the new NECW TV Champion, the Masshole, Mike McCarthy.
Kevin, I've been waiting a long time to hear you say that. Say it again! Say it again! My bestest friend, say it again!
The new NECW TV Champion, the Masshole, Mike McCarthy.
That's me! It's me! NECW TV CHAMP.
Now, Mike, you were supposed to face Johnny Thunder.
Supposed to. Come on, spit it out, Castro. Spit it out.
Why aren't you granting him his rematch?
Because Johnny Thundergut, you are a loser! Spell it with me, Kevin. LOSER! Today, tomorrow, and forever, you will always be a loser. A loser, a loser. Not like us, Kevin. We're winners. Bye.
Wrestling fans, I'm the Extreme Enforcer, Paul Richard, and if you're sitting at home thinking about I'd love to be a pro wrestler, this is the place you want to be, the Bell Time Club, Wakefield, Massachusetts. Get off the couch and let's go. If you've ever thought of being a wrestler, come down to Wakefield and they'll show you how it's done.
Standing by here with Dan Terry, who's set to make his New England Championship Wrestling debut. Dan, welcome to NECW. What are your thoughts for tonight's match?
Thank you very much. My thoughts tonight's match, I'm here to make a name for myself. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to take on the NECW TV champion, Mike McCarthy. You know what, Mike? You say you're a Masshole. You know what? I'm from Mass too. We're not all asses. I'm here to show you that. I'm tough enough taking you down tonight.
Dan Terry set for his debut against the Masshole, Mike McCarthy.
All right, young Dan Terry getting quite an opportunity as he takes on that man, the NECW Television Champion, the Masshole, Mike McCarthy. And I've got to object here. Mike McCarthy saying that Johnny Thunder refused to face him, or that he refused to give Thunder a shot. Let me tell you, Johnny Thunder was scheduled to face Mike McCarthy, but due to a family emergency, he had to pull out of that matchup. And you can bet that Johnny Thunder is going to have something to say about that situation on Saturday night, March 8th. That matchup and more scheduled on that night. We will have all the details on that card coming up. But right now, the NECW Television Championship will be on the line as the Masshole Mike McCarthy, arguing with that fan at ringside, gets set to take on young Dan Terry. We will bring you all the action and much, much more when New England Championship Wrestling continues after this.
Welcome to Hokkaido.
There's a whole world of Asian flavor waiting for you at Hokkaido. Their menu features delicious Chinese, Japanese, and Thai favorites, along with sumptuous sushi, hot pot, and hibachi. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are karaoke nights. So for a whole world of Asian flavor and a whole lot of fun, come to Hokkaido, 1250 Osgood Street, North Andover, Mass. Like us on Facebook or call us at 978-687-9888. Welcome back to New England Championship Wrestling as we get set for this NECW Television Championship match. The Masshole Mike McCarthy getting set to take on young Dan Terry. And folks, if you were in Beverly this past Saturday night, you saw an extremely controversial matchup for the NECW Heavyweight Championship. There is a new NECW Heavyweight Champion. It is Slick Wagner Brown under quite controversial circumstances. We will show you what took place in the weeks to come. And right now, young Dan Terry bridging up, taking over Mike McCarthy, going for a backslide. Has the champion down and only gets two. A lot of intrigue coming out of this past Saturday night. And some very intriguing matchups scheduled. Once again, fans, we will have those matchups, at least most of them, announced in this next break. Right now, the NECW Television Champion clamping on a reverse chinlock on Dan Terry. As Terry now sent headfirst into the top turnbuckle. Terry, a well-conditioned young athlete. But McCarthy, a wily veteran with a very deep bag of tricks. Terry over the top of McCarthy. Nice arm drag by Terry. And another. Terry now tossing McCarthy around the ring like a rag doll. Terry now with a big clothesline, and McCarthy goes to the outside. Dan Terry maybe taken a little bit lightly by the Masshole Mike McCarthy, who's calling for a timeout right here. McCarthy breaking the momentum of Dan Terry. Terry now charges in, but McCarthy cuts him off. A youthful mistake on the part of the challenger, Dan Terry. Dan Terry making his television debut here in New England Championship Wrestling. And a cover by McCarthy only gets him two. Folks, coming up, Jason Rumble has requested time. He suspended Jason Rumble. Has requested time with NECW General Manager Paul Richard. That is coming up after this matchup. As McCarthy now has the arm and shoulder. Dan Terry cinched in. One thing about Mike McCarthy, he has a unique moveset and is able to attack his opponent in numerous ways. There's a leg scissors right here, stretching the arms out. Now he rolls him over and pounds the head of Terry into the canvas. Get the aspirin ready for Dan Terry. He just got his bell rung numerous times. Covered by McCarthy, and only two. Oh, Terry fires back with a big shot to the midsection and another, but McCarthy clubs him down. McCarthy cinches in front chancery, but Terry powers McCarthy back into the corner. Nice shoulder drive by Terry as he fights back on McCarthy. Terry now trying to get up a little bit of momentum. He charges in, but meets a back elbow. Terry goes for it again and eats a boot. McCarthy out of the corner drills Terry into the canvas. Big clothesline by McCarthy.
Shut up!
McCarthy calling for a little quiet as he goes for the cover and a 2 count only. Once again, fans save the date, Saturday night, March 8th, New England Championship Wrestling returning to live action at the Cove Community Center in Beverly. A big night of action is scheduled, and it's one you do not want to miss. McCarthy now locking up Dan Terry in what appears to be a Texas cloverleaf. McCarthy gets him over. Scissors the body of Dan Terry, another unique maneuver by Mike McCarthy. Terry trying to get to the ropes here. Almost. McCarthy can't keep him hooked, and Terry makes the ropes. Referee Barbara Mahoney calls for the break. McCarthy taking issue with the referee on that call. McCarthy distracted by a fan at ringside, an opening for Dan Terry, who drives his head and shoulder into the midsection of the NECW Television Champion. Dan Terry now slugging away. McCarthy slugging back. Oh, Terry hooks him over, drills him with a side slam. Nice work by Dan Terry. Terry rolls him over into a cover. We could have a new champion here, but only 2. Near fall for young Dan Terry, who is giving the Masshole Mike McCarthy all he can handle in this television championship match. Terry all the way up top, maybe taking too much time. Terry sets himself. Off the top, but gets a tush full of canvas for his trouble. McCarthy locks him up, bridges him over. Terry fighting back here now. Terry powering out. Terry back up to his feet. McCarthy trying to set himself. McCarthy with a go behind. Trying to lock his man up again. Trying to lock in some sort of a submission here. Elbows the back of the head of Dan Terry. And here's the CTFO. This could do it right here. And Terry taps out. McCarthy gets the win. Let's go to Chris Norman for the official word. A little lip sync there by the NECW Television Champion. Your winner this week, the Masshole Mike McCarthy. There he is.
Say my name again. Say it again, Christopher Norman. It's once again your winner, NECW Television Champion, Masshole Mike McCarthy.
All right, folks, coming up, we will have post-match comments from the NECW Television Champion. Jason Rumble talks to NECW General Manager Paul Richard, and much more when we continue after this. New England Championship Wrestling returns live Saturday night, March 8th at the Cove Community Center, 19 East Corning Street, Beverly, Mass, with a 7 p.m. bell time. In the main event, new NECW Heavyweight Champion Slick Wagner Brown defends his title for the first time in a rematch against former champion Sean Burke. NECW Television Champion, the Masshole Mike McCarthy, battles Johnny Thunder in a rematch for the championship. Antonio the Promise Thomas takes on Genesis. Canadian sensation Jeremy Prophet goes one-on-one with Asylum Nick Shepard. Brad Hollister battles the one-man lynch mob Jack Maverick. The End with Mr. Tony Ulysses take on former tag team champions Mike Webb and Nick Fahrenheit, and more to be announced. Tickets are on sale now. Online at NECW.TV or charge by phone at 1-800-838-3006. That's 1-800-838-3006. Don't miss New England Championship Wrestling when it comes your way live Saturday night, March 8th in Beverly.
Standing by here with the man who has been suspended from New England Championship Wrestling, Jason Rumble. Now, Jason, you had to request special permission to be here tonight to meet with General Manager Paul Richard.
Well, just like everybody out in Cozy TV and YouTube has seen, the wool has been pulled over everybody's eyes. And every great sports organization, they at least have instant replay. They have a guy that's up in the booth to help with the calls and the officiating. Mike McCarthy, you pulled one over on me. But like every dog, you're going to have the day. I just want my job back. I want my livelihood back right here in NECW. I feel I've been wronged, and I want to make it right.
All right, Jason. Well, let me introduce right now the General Manager of New England Championship Wrestling, Paul Richard.
Gentlemen, you respected time. You wanted to have some time with me tonight.
Paul?
We talked, all right, but the bottom line is not once, but twice you went against my rules, and that's why you're in the suspension right now that you're in, okay? So I'm going to think about it, take it under advisement. You're still suspended, and I'll get back to you and let you know when you can come back.
Been on my best behavior, Paul. Man, don't you think he would watch his own TV to see that the wool's even been pulled over his eyes? Well, Mike McCarthy, you better be looking over your back, because karma is about to bite you in the ASS.
Jason Rumble still suspended from NECW, but clearly not settled his score yet with Mike McCarthy.
The official printing company of New England Championship Wrestling is Color Copy Center Boston. We copy, we print, we bind, we laminate. And we offer free delivery in Metro Boston. See us at 31 St. James Avenue in the Park Square building. Call us at 617-391-0030 or visit us online at colorcopycenterboston.com. They make NECW look good. They'll make you look good too.
Another successful night for the Masshole, Mike McCarthy.
Dan Terry! You think you're gonna come into NECW and make a name for yourself at my expense? You are dead. W-R-O-N-G. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Kevin, we did it. We did it. You tapped out to the CTFO. Ha 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 ha.